Barney Rosenzweig, who back in the 80s helped change the way America thought about first responders. He was the creator and producer of the award-winning police show Cagney and Lacey, Sharon, Gless, and Tyne Daly as the first woman detectives capable of doing everything that men detectives could do. Can you explain the impact that it had to create an environment where women were accepted as first responders?
Well, it was that was part of the show, was the fact that the men in the precinct initially did not accept it. There wasn't even a restroom for women. It was only a men's room, and they had to put up a temporary sign that they turned around, so that it went from men to women, so that the men would know not to come inside when the women were in there. Uh, but eventually, the men in the precinct accepted them, and eventually, even faster, America accepted them.
The show reached its end because everything has an ending. There were several other shows featuring women detectives depicting real life
Oh yeah.
situations. How did it feel after the spotlight moved on to other successful showrunners? And how did you adjust to that change?
Well, in different ways. Number one, uh, I still get a lot of feedback today as being an example about the good old days. I go to certain restaurants in Los Angeles when I'm out there, and I'm treated like a celebrity even to this day. Especially if I go with Sharon, Gless, and Tyne Daly, that helps. Um, and we were at Dan Tana's a few months back, which is an old haunt of ours, a restaurant where I actually proposed to Sharon in 1991. And the three of us sat there, and people came by all evening long, paying homage to the two women and saying how much they had enjoyed the show, how much it changed their lives, and how important it was to them. And we've gone to some fundraisers over the years, and invariably there's somebody there. Uh, I remember once there was a woman who said to me that I saved her life, that she was, uh, a candidate for ending her own life, and wound up in the police department in New York City, and
What?
and came out as gay. She was the first one to do that in New York, and wound up on the cover of a national magazine as uh, as a prototype or a role model.
When she shared this information with you, how did you feel?
It warms my heart, and I feel I've had nothing but very, very, very good feelings until recently. About 6 months ago, Daily Variety came out with its list of the 100 best shows. I would hope that John Steinbeck's East of Eden, this miniseries that I made, might have made that list. It did not. I certainly would think that the Trials of Rosie O'Neill, which I made, was worthy. It didn't make the list. But Cagney and Lacey did not make the list. That hurt. That hurt. And I realized, I'd maybe stayed too long at the fair. Um, there comes a time where I mean, there have been a lot of great shows since Cagney and Lacey. The television has matured in a way that few could have predicted. And so I don't necessarily watch all the new stuff. I'm catching up on shows that I missed because I was making a show at the same time, or I was moving my life here to South Beach and not paying a lot of attention. People used to ask me, "What do I watch?" And I used to say, they pay me to make it, not to watch it. Now they don't pay me to make it, so I watch it. But I'm finding that more and more I'm watching older shows than some of the new stuff.
I remember a conversation we had a long, long time ago. I think when I first met you, and you had just determined that you were retiring. And I asked you, what's it like to retire? So, do you remember what you said?
No, I don't. Do you remember
Okay.
what
At that time, and
phrase for
three
years?
tasks a day, you consider that a good and busy day. And I remember
Yeah.
I laughed when those tasks included exercising, going to the barber, and a few other issues that might
Right.
pop up at the moment.
Yeah, that's
Do you
too
still
active a day
feel
for me
that way?
now.
What?
That's too active a day for me now. Three is too many. But I mean, I got into writing more seriously, uh, and I really enjoy writing. But that's my ego because I write about myself. So I'm in the company of my best friend, doing what I like doing best, which is talking about me. And it's a perfectly uh, lovely way to spend the day, as far as I'm concerned. I don't. It's not. I'm not facing the blank page and complain, or nor do I complain about that the way so many of the writers who worked for me did, because I'm.
Mhm.
It's never a blank page for me. It's always about me, and I can remember something or something triggers my imagination or my political sensibilities or my artistic sensibilities or just whatever aesthetic. I just can write whatever I feel like writing about, um, and I enjoy that. And then I just finished a book. I started the book 30 years ago, and but I spent most of this last year being very serious about it and spending a lot of time with it. Probably too much time, a lot of time at the computer.
You spent all this time with the book and you've completed it. You've achieved what you set out to do.
Right.
What's next? How?
Well, right now, what's next is hearing from the publisher and dealing with their notes and whatever requests they have of me, and whether they want pictures captioned a different way or not captioned, or whether they want pictures. Um, uh, we have not agreed on a title. The conceit of the book is that everybody who's reading it has read my first book, which was called Cagney, Lacey, and Me. So my conceit is you've read this. Well, this book has nothing to do with Cagney and Lacey. It is everything that happened before and everything that happened afterwards. I call the book A Life Without Cagney and Lacey. They're not crazy about that title. So we're having a debate about what to call the book. Yeah, that'll all be resolved by spring or whenever it's going to be resolved. And then what's next? I don't know, maybe another book. But the problem is I don't really know how to write about anything but me. So I guess my ambition, if you were asking me what I want to do in life, if I was in the work environment, if I was going to work at all, I'd love to be the new Andy Rooney, the old curmudgeon who just makes 5-minute observations about things that bug him. I just had an experience the other day. I had to mail a reverend, as a matter of fact, from the United Kingdom, sent me money to buy my book with an autograph, Cagney Lacey and Me. So I signed the book to him, addressed it to him, went to the post office to mail it. $65 to mail a book in the
Wow.
United Kingdom. So I just lost a lot of money on that transaction. I will no longer accept money or orders from the United Kingdom or anywhere else outside of
Wow.
the U.S. Can you believe
That's
that?
not including the cost of the book itself.
Oh, way more than the cost of the book itself. It's a joke. So but that's the kind of thing I would. Those things happen to me all the time, and I'd like to.
Well,
I think
what's
I'd like to
stopping
cover
you from writing about that?
Nothing stops me from writing about it. But if I had my way, I'd maybe do a show like this one, and just complain a lot verbally. But I will write about it. You're right. You're right. I will write about
Thank you very much for joining me today.
it.
And this
Always a
conversation,
pleasure. Always a
this
pleasure.
conversation was very enjoyable. We should do it more often.
Well, we're neighbors. Why not?